Leicester's relegation breakdown, silent decline in Premier League final week. There are moments in football that unfold with the weight of myth, stormy skies, thunderclaps, angels weeping alongside despairing fans. It's almost poetry, lightning tearing the heavens, angels sobbing, demons wrestling in the moonlight. That's how relegation is supposed to feel, epic, apocalyptic, a grand tragedy written in the sky. But sometimes, reality hits with a quieter, more subdued whisper. On a seemingly pleasant spring afternoon, Leicester's fate was sealed, not with a bang, but a soft, almost indifferent drizzle. The game itself was forgettable, punctuated only by Trent Alexander-Arnold's goal that nudged Liverpool closer to the title. The mood among the Leicester fans? A resigned acceptance, as if the script had already been written months ago. Relegation has hovered over them since that heavy 3-0 defeat against Wolves just before Christmas, and by now, the pain has been replaced with a dull sense of inevitability. The spectacle prior to kickoff reflected this somber tone. The plane skimming over the stadium, dragging a banner that read, "King Power Clueless, Sack the Board," felt almost trivial in comparison to the deeper struggles within the club. That this team pushed their limits to avoid sanctions, dodging the rules of profitability and sustainability just to stay afloat, adds a bitter undercurrent to the farewell proceedings. When the final whistle blew, boos echoed, the kind of chorus that feels rehearsed, almost perfunctory. Many fans lingered, applauding Liverpool's players, acknowledging what many no longer dared to believe: they might not see Premier League greatness in the flesh for some time. Deep down, everyone had adjusted to the harsh reality. Relegation wasn't born out of a sudden collapse. Leicester wasn't even in the bottom three when Steve Cooper was dismissed, yet the negative atmosphere surrounding the club made any intervention seem like a band-aid on a deep wound. Could a better manager have turned the tide? Ruud van Nistelrooy, a former Manchester United striker with a goal every 128 minutes, hasn't quite brought the magic. Under his stewardship, Leicester's scoring rate has dropped, and their defense remains one of the league's poorest. Amid the almost embarrassingly predictable chance of going down from the Liverpool fans, bored and aware that Arsenal's earlier 4-0 win sealed Leicester's fate, the futility was hard to ignore. It's like mocking a tortoise for failing to break records in the 100m. They might not be as bad as Southampton, but Leicester's relegation has become part of the worst bottom three in Premier League history. When multiple promoted teams are sent straight back down in consecutive seasons, it reveals a flawed system, a pyramid that no longer seems fit for purpose. The game was far from eventless, the woodwork was struck 5 times, but even that couldn't elevate the moment beyond a sense of emptiness. Liverpool's victory last week was just as devoid of genuine drama, a game played at a pace that lacked the vibrancy of European nights, overshadowed by the realization that external forces had already dictated the script. In that strange quiet, Connor Cody's late goal, disallowed after a shove on a listen, summed up the whole experience, a moment of hope met with collective confusion. Nobody knew exactly how to celebrate or react. The customary roar felt awkward and forced. It's as if the stadium, with its familiar comfort, had already accepted its fate. Leicester's goal drought at home now stands at 9 consecutive league games, longer than even Wagner's epic ring cycle, though lacking its lightness and grandeur. The last time they scored at home was a late equalizer against Brighton, 133 days ago, back when Assad was toppled, and the world looked vastly different. Gary O'Neill remained at Wolves, and Joe Biden was still president. Now, none of that seems relevant. Leicester has long been adrift, their downfall seemingly written in the stars long before this final act.